Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dustin Whitey, and welcome back to JudgeSim. That's to say Judge Dustin Whitey. Let me move that water bottle out of the way. That was annoying. Get your coffee, get your whatever you need to sit down and work, because we got work to do. We are judges, and being a judge, we judge people's lives, only this one doesn't have any consequences, so that's what we need to do at this point. Or we could go to the casino. I forgot that was a thing. Why would we go to the casino? We don't really have bills anymore, unless we do, and, unless the game thinks that we are that addicted that we would actually go to the casino without it meaning to. Anyway, we're on case 2. The first case was a doozy, and I can't remember any of it. So, yeah, this cop does nothing now. But we still have a big-ass courtroom. Remember how small it was when we first started the game? Alright, so let's see what this case is about. Okay. Case subject, request for the cancellation of a street animal. What? The cancellation of the street animal collection and mandatory euthanasia decision implemented by East Cliff Municipality. Defendant, it's the East Cliff Municipality, and plaintiff, Nature and Wildlife Conservation Union. So I'm guessing they do the whole catch strays and euthanize them thing. Which, I get it. I can see both sides. My camera is clipping my head. Hold on. Is that better? No. But I'm going to keep it that way. But yeah, no, I totally get it. There's a lot of strays. They make messes. They urinate everywhere. They're kind of a nuisance, but, they're strays. They were born outside. They don't know how to live with humans. There is things we can do to help them, but usually they're beyond help, so they just live outside forever, struggling to survive. And then they make babies, and the cycle continues. I get it. But at the same time, I don't like seeing animals get killed or hurt. It's like they just want to live their lives, man. They just want to be loved. Details. Excuse me, hold on. Oh God, I have a mute button somewhere. There it is. I'm working on quitting smoking for the 9th time, so the smoker's cough is definitely back. Back to details. In recent months, there has been a significant increase in stray animal reports in the East Cliff area, especially regarding dogs attacking people, causing damage in agricultural fields and leading to traffic accidents. According to municipal records, the abandoned and rapidly growing dog population has reached a point where it threatens both public safety and other animal species in the area. Yeah, see? It was stated that some citizens contribute to population growth by feeding these animals indiscriminately. Therefore, the implementation of euthanasia was proposed on the grounds that a mass sterilization program would be insufficient. Why would that be insufficient? I mean, if they're feeding them, they only live so long, and they're not making babies. East Cliff Municipality has implemented this proposal and started collecting street animals. Following this, the Animal Life Protection Union deemed the action inhumane and unnecessary, and filed a lawsuit to the municipality for its cancellation. Oh boy. Animal Protection Associates lawyer, Dr. Eloise Marin. These animals didn't appear by themselves. They were created by uncontrolled breeding farms, irresponsible owners, in a different system. Wow. One day, people fed them, and the next day, they acted like they didn't exist and threw them into the streets. Now, the municipality comes out and says, there are too many of them, let's kill them. This is not a solution. It's an easy escape. Moreover, we are talking about the mindset that ties the right to life to money. Killing them because just because sterilization is expensive cannot be justified. Got some good points. This is from Vladimir Karov, the municipal spokesperson. The situation of the area has spiraled out of control. Our teams can't keep up with reports of bites, attacks, accidents, and environmental damage every day. Although the sterilization program has been in place for years, the population has exponentially increased. That's the kicker right there, isn't it? The animals have grouped and become aggressive. In these conditions, both our citizens and the animals themselves are living in poor conditions. Euthanasia is the only realistic way to prevent their suffering and ensure public safety. If the animal union is so sensitive, they should create programs to adopt these animals themselves. Why don't you do that? All right. I'm still on the fence about this. This is a big one because I can see it. Now, euthanasia is actually the most humane way to kill an animal, right? The most humane way. They fall asleep. They never wake up. They don't know the wiser, right? But at the same time, it's like, do we really want to kill them? But if they're forming groups and attacking people and actual pets, that's also a problem. If they're creating problems, that is a problem. And if the sterilization program has been up for years and somehow not working, why has the population increased? I mean, granted, you make a litter of dogs. A dog litter is called a litter for a reason. You can get like 8 dogs out of it, and if you're only taking one, sterilizing them, and then trying to go to the next one, by the time you get to number 8, 5, 6, 7, and 8 have already made more babies. I can totally see that. All right, let's talk to these people. I'm really on the fence. Mr. Karav, why did you choose euthanasia instead of building larger shelters and creating a comprehensive spay and neuter budget? Your Honor, our current budget requests have been rejected repeatedly. Building new shelters will take years, and in the meantime, the number of animals will double. Spaying and neutering is both costly and cannot keep up with the pace of population growth. If we stop this practice today, within a few years, we will face a much larger and uncontrollable stray animal crisis. Ms. Marin, what is your solution proposed against municipalities' stated reasons? When they find money, they build stadiums, organize festivals, and put up statues worth millions. Yet when it comes to animals, they say there is no budget. This mentality is unacceptable. The solution is education, enforcement, adoption programs, penalizing purebred puppy mills, and properly planned spay and neuter efforts. Killing animals is a choice of a primitive order, not an advanced society. Is there anything in here? Oh. A citizen injured after a stray dog attack. Reports of dog attacks. 4,731 cases. And that's all I got in this document. Anything in here? Probably not. No. Oh, this is a good one. Because I love animals. Animals are more important than people, in my opinion. But if they're downright being attacked by the thousands, and now it didn't say per month, it didn't say per day, it didn't say per year, it just says reports. Now, how long are we talking here? Because if you count this like 200 years of reports, that number's not that high, to be honest with you. Actually, it's still not that high. We have a really big country. But, actually, this might be just a small city, according to this, so that's a lot of attacks. I mean, she's not wrong. They can work a little harder to try to control it rather than killing them. But again, at the same time, euthanasia is very humane for an animal that is rehabilitatable, right? This is a good one. It's kind of a short one, but it was decided to annul. I thought it said annual. Annul the new regulation enacted by the East Cliff Municipality. It was decided that the new regulation adopted by East Cliff Municipality would remain in effect. I mean, if we annul it, maybe it would force their hand, right? To start actually building shelters, to really do something. And she's not wrong. They waste a lot of money. They waste a lot of money on things that we definitely don't need. And they don't spend money on the things we do need. This would probably be more of a wake-up call if I was to decide to annul it. But if you do the euthanasia thing, how long is that going to take, right? Because it sounds like it would be just, the same way as the sterilization. You sterilize one dog, and you might as well have just said you euthanized it because it's never going to make another dog again. And again, back to my example, let's say 8 dogs, 5, 6, 7, and 8 already made puppies by the time you catch it and euthanize it. Or sterilize it, either way. I don't feel like the euthanasia. Suddenly, I'm like, now that I've talked it out with you, I'm starting to feel like that euthanizing it does nothing. He didn't say anything about the population getting more under control since they started it. I'm annulling it. I wish you could see news, like, hey, this is what happened, by the way. But that's what I like about this game, these games, right? Because you get to decide what is the most, the best judgment, the best, you're actually using your morality, your moral judgment. And, there's no consequences, so like a normal judge. End the day. Let's go to another one, because that one was really quick. I spent most of the time just talking to you, which I'll probably do it again. Okay, there's you, and we got a no-show. Okay, what's going on here? Case subject, landlord Rudolph Marvel. Was that the guy's name? Hold on. Yep. Rudolph Marvel filing a complaint against his tenant, Caspermeatfield, for failing to pay rent. Okay. I have a feeling I know where this is going. Get your chapstick. We're about to talk. Details. Rudolph Marvel claims that he rented out the basement apartment of his 3-story detached house to a tenant. According to Rudolph's statement, tenant Caspermeatfield came to the door a month ago despite there being no listing and said he was looking for a quiet place. Rudolph states that he accepted Gasper's request, made a rental agreement, handed over the key, and that Casper immediately moved into the house. However, when the rent payment day arrived a month later, Casper was nowhere to be found, not answering his phone, and no response was received from the basement apartment. Following this, Rudolph called the police. The police came and knocked at the house, knocked multiple times, but no sign of life was found inside. No identity, address, or citizenship records registered under the name Caspermeatfield, who were found in the police database. Despite this, Rudolph claimed that his tenant was still in the house, and after the police did not take him seriously, took the matter to court. Is the guy even alive? Did anyone do a wellness check? Statements from Rudolph. When Casper first knocked on the door, I couldn't fully see his face. It looked like I was seeing a bright, strange face through the reflection of the glass. He said that he wanted to rent the basement apartment. He was quiet, didn't talk much, but he seemed very polite. We signed the contract and I gave him the key. He stayed in the basement for a month. I didn't hear any sounds, no TV, no walking, no creaky floors, nothing. But the lights were always on. Sometimes it seemed like a shadow passed through the stairs. One day he invited me in and even made tea on an old kettle. I just don't understand how they could say there was no such person. Is he crazy? Are you insane, Mr. Rudolph? Mr. Marvel, they couldn't find your tenant in any way. It seems like such a person doesn't exist. How could they not find him? He's here right now, sitting in front of you. Oh. in the empty chair to the right. It's not empty at all. Casper lives there. Can't you see? Then let's ask Casper a question. Why did you delay your rent payment? Silence for a while. Here he goes again, talking nonsense. What did he say? He says he couldn't get out of the Cronia Tunnel. I don't know what that place is, but his tone sounds quite serious. The Cronia Tunnel? Yes, he claims it's an interdimensional passage. I think he's making excuses, but the decision is yours, of course. Got it, thanks for helping. Coffee cups that the police found on the table when they broke down the door and entered the house. There's a coffee residue in the cups. Even if this guy was faking, faking writing bad, you could still see, his style. He didn't. Okay, I'm an atheist, okay? I don't believe in ghosts and spirits and all that stuff, but there is no way in hell this guy signed this thing. You gotta pay your rent. Is there anything? Unless he has... Hold on, before I make any kind of judgment. Unless he... I'm not even looking at the choices right now. He has some kind of a split personality. Split personalities are a thing. They are very different. They are different people altogether, almost like they're two brains in the same body. So even if somebody, could write like him, I'll show this as an example. Even if somebody could write like him, if they have a split personality, that other personality could write like this and not look like this at all. Muscle memory is not a thing in this one, in this subject. Okay. Now with that thing in mind, let's read what the decisions are. It was decided that Casper Veal has delayed the rent payment and is obligated to pay it. What would happen if I decided that? Would the guy get paid? It was decided that Casper Veal will be exempted from paying rent due to the condition he is in. Clever decision. It has been decided that Rudolph Marvel will be placed under observation due to concerns about his mental health. That is the most rational thing ever. That is the most rational thing ever. Yeah, 100%. Do I not get any mail? Nothing? I don't have any idea what I'm doing. Like, if I go to the casino, nothing happens, right? Nothing happens at all. Like, why would I play blackjack? I have $1,500. Why do I have $1,500? Was that from doing my job? Actually, I didn't finish a week. Maybe there are bills and stuff. Who knows? You know what? I'm going to keep playing this because because I have $1,500 and there are like weeks and stuff in this game before you get paid. Maybe something will happen. Maybe something will happen. But I'm going to pause it for now. So thanks for watching. All my links are in the description, including the link to get this game if you want to play it for yourself. Love your face. And I hope to see you next time.